Hey YouTube, how's it going again? I don't know if my face was in that video, but I wanted to post another update. I'm going to try to keep the camera as steady as I can. Again, these videos are more for the interest of somebody who has a Cal 20 or has had similar problems. So this is the bottom of the hull. I'm going to kind of move the camera around so you can see. All those little circles where the gel coat has been ground through, those are all very small blisters, and then you can see a few of the laminate patches that I put on, mostly around the keel. Okay, so those were larger blisters that required actual laminate patches. And anyway, just to back up for a second, I'll give you the whole picture. So that's the hull of the boat. As you can see, it was quite a bit of work, honestly, and it's taken me a long time to get all the bottom paint off and then sand far enough into it that I could find the smaller and larger blisters. I'm sure I missed some because, as you can see, I didn't go through the gel coat everywhere, and as much as I would have liked to have had time to remove the gel coat and possibly even remove some of the outer layer of chop strand mat, that just wasn't really in the cards. So anyway, the status of it is that the blisters are finally finished. The through hulls, there were 3 through hulls. This was a big one. Those are patched, and it is now time to prep the top of the keel flange. As you can see right here, this is the keel laying on its side. This would be where it meets the boat, and the bottom is over there. You can see the bulb. So I need to pick this up and sand around the bolt holes. As you can see, they're pretty rough. I was just trying to get them sealed up to stop any rust, and I did a pretty decent job of that, but I may have to get back into some. So for that, I'll have to kind of stand the keel up at a little bit of an angle and get that work done. But also, I put laminate, you can see in my other videos, I put laminate along the edges of the keel and the bulb, which is over on that side. And then I had tried to put laminate on the top, but it didn't seem to want to hold to the bare metal. So I've got a layer of just resin on there now. I'm going to rough that up with a sander and then put try another, sorry, excuse me, got a couple wasp nests under here. I thought I had got one, but I don't know. Anyway, let that just be some flavor for the video. I'm going to put a couple layers of 10 ounce over the top, wrapping around down to the bottom, and hopefully it'll hold a little bit better. Anyway, that's the plan. Once that's done, then I need to get some epoxy barrier coat under here where the keel is going to attach. And since I'm doing it, I'll probably do, maybe like a good 3-foot wide strip down the middle out to these side stands, just to get it all done. And then possibly also I'll move these stands away and do that at the same time. But at this point, I just wanted to sort of update on the blister situation and the bottom job. So we're getting there. We're getting ready. It's been a lot of work. I can tell you from experience, if you were going to if you're gonna hire a surveyor to look at the boat, spend the money on a better surveyor. The guy I hired to look at this thing assured me that there were no blisters and that the hull was solid, and I mean, I don't think it would have been very hard to find some. Even blind with just a hammer or something, just tap around, he would have found some. So anyway, that's the lesson here, but we're getting through it. This stuff just has to be so I had used putty on the smaller blisters and faired that out. So this is all relatively smooth, and the fresh applications you can see here, that's just where I missed some spots. So now that I've done that and I've patched all the ones big enough to require actual laminate patches, I'm gonna go around, spend one day sanding it all down, and then I'm ready to pick up this keel and start working on that. Okay, so anyway, sorry about the sort of boring video that's just kind of going on, but I thought it was an appropriate time for an update. And we'll be back next time I want to do a video about what the process of the epoxy barrier coat is like, which I'm going to do in patches. Not patches, sorry. I'm going to do in smaller sections. I'm not going to try to do the whole boat at once because I'm in sort of a unique position where, I'll turn it around again. You can see that I have stands on the ground, and that the boat itself is still on the trailer. And then the trailer stands are just these sort of immovable stands attached to a 2x6 or a 2x8 just running down the length. So when it's time, once I get the keel back on and the boat can rest on the weight of the keel, I'm going to take these side stands off and just rely on the keel and the boat stands. And then I'll have more access to so anyway, but the point of that was it's going to have to be done sort of in stages, and that's fine because, to be honest with you, we're here in Florida where it's January 22nd, I think, or January 20th, and it's hot out. You know, it's in the mid-80s, it's humid, and I don't trust, being new to the epoxy barrier coat and having read the instructions and knowing that the timing of it is fairly sensitive, I don't want to do the whole boat and, you know, fuck up the timing on one of the layers and have to sand the whole thing down. And B, you know, there may not be time to get to the whole thing and do it. So anyway, if anybody has any questions, if there's something I didn't cover, if there's something you want to see, if you've got a Cal 20 and you're not sure what something's supposed to look like, I've got some of those questions myself, but feel free to ask in the comments. And we'll hopefully get this bottom done and the keel back on soon so that we can move on to the next project inside the boat, which is tearing out the old bulkheads and replacing them. So I'll see you next time.